Hey, what's going on, Summoners? My name is Nathan Ng, and today we're going to be looking at the best and worst roles for solo queue. Now, this doesn't mean that the worst ranked role has constant uncarryable games. Instead, look at it as being a little bit more difficult to carry due to the lack of early game agency. Regardless, let's hop into the video and start with our number one role for climbing. Starting us off strong, we've got our best role for solo queue, the jungle. The jungle has been infamous for its incredible carry power, and it's for a good reason. Solo queue at the moment is all about impacting the map and gaining early leads. From there, you push your lead and force the enemy behind. This becomes easier than ever as a jungler due to the nature of the role. As a jungler, you can easily impact every lane and force plays around the map. If lanes seem ungankable, you can adapt and either take objectives or instead play for the counter jungle. From a competitive standpoint, the jungle is still fairly important. However, it loses a ton of its power once the enemy is organized and has the comps. This is why it can often seem like junglers in the LCS or LCK aren't as proactive with things like ganks. The chaos of solo queue really lets the jungle thrive, as it means that people are unlikely to respond to invades and ganks properly. Plus, it's fairly common for allies to ignore pings about where the enemy jungler possibly is. With the lack of communication and teamwork in solo queue, you can really dive deep into the jungle and choose a playstyle that complements you. There are hard carry junglers like Graves or Kindred who can play through invades and killing the enemy jungler. There are others like Nunu and J4 who thrive in a team-oriented environment, as they're able to easily spam gank lanes and secure objectives. And then you have an interesting few other categories like Gwen and Talon, where they love to farm while also getting free kills. Regardless of the playstyle that you prefer, jungling in solo queue will allow you to play whichever you're most comfortable with. Just remember, while you're playing for the enemy to lack communication, don't forget that the enemy jungler is also likely doing the same. Learn to track your pathing and show up for the counter gank so that your allies aren't caught off guard and yelling the jungle diff. Overall, junglers can be difficult at first, but once you take the time to learn the intricacies of the role, it can be the most powerful and impactful role in the game. All you have to do is be able to just take the abuse from your teammates, because everything's your fault. That might be the only downside. Now, before we move into our second best solo queue role, don't forget to check us out at ProGuides.com, where you can view our great catalog of challenger coaches that can personally create a walkthrough to your dream rank. They're sure to help you with any and all questions that you've got. Got a busy schedule? Well, we've got you covered. Our trained roster of coaches are here 24/7 to help you reach that goal. So what are you waiting for? Go check us out and take advantage of this amazing sale. Regardless, let's get back into the video and dive right into our rank 2 spot. Moving on to our rank 2 solo queue role, we've got the mid lane. Similar to the jungle, mid lane has a pretty big reputation when it comes to being able to solo carry games. Not only does this role sport some of the biggest champion versatility in the game, but it also allows for some of the most diverse playstyles. As the mid laner, it's up to you to use your central positioning around the map to your advantage. As we previously stated, solo queue is all about exerting pressure across the map and attempting to impact other lanes. Mid is able to easily accomplish this through a lot of different strategies. You have champions like Uxin and Twisted Fate who look to impact the map through their wave clear and mobility. They will often shove mid and roam to a side lane in order to pick up a kill or get another carry fed. There are also champions like Talon or Zed who look to use their sheer strength to solo kill their enemy laner. With the gold that they get from these kills, they're easily able to hunt down the enemy jungler and push their lead further by ganking the side lanes. And don't think that we've forgotten about our incredible hyper-scaling mid laners. While they do lack a lot of map impact tools that you can see in the other mids, they can more than make up for it in the sheer amounts of raw damage and scaling potential. This includes champions like Kayle and Veigar, who once reach a few items can easily 1v9 games. Now that we've covered a few of the different playstyles that we see in mid, let's cover how it's different in solo queue when compared to competitive play. When taking a look at a deep dive in mid, it's not as different when you compare the two levels of play. Unlike jungle, mid's impact is not limited by the increase nor decrease in communication. Instead, it can be easily adapted and can have its champion change in order to fit the needs of the team. Sure, in competitive, it's easier for teams to respect a Twisted Fate's ultimate, but that doesn't mean that TF isn't powerful. Even if he can't catch the enemy as easily with his ultimate, the rest of this kit still carries power. He can use his global ultimate for pressure, he has long range CC with a fairly low cooldown, his damage is decent, and he has amazing wave clear. Keep in mind, this isn't specific to just TF. A lot of mid laners are powerful in solo queue tend to also hold a lot of power in competitive. Overall, if you're looking to climb but you also want a ton of options when it comes to champions, then be sure to check out mid lane. Next up, we've got our third best solo queue role, and it's gonna be the support. Now, it can be argued that support should be placed higher on our rankings. However, the power that mid, jungle, and support all hold is incredibly close, and honestly, all three of them can be argued for the number one spot. We place support on our third ranking as the role can be a little bit misleading. Support is seen as a role that babysits the ADC and just places wards, when it has a significantly larger impact than that. Of course, it's the main job of the support to keep their carry alive. However, that's not likely to win most of your games. This is especially true in solo queue. As a support in solo queue, there are quite a few options when it comes to being a powerful role. you can opt to embrace the support role and play with enchanters such as Lulu or Janna. With these champions, you're able to constantly keep your allies alive while also having some of the best CC abilities and buffs in the game. However, this is often a trade-off for how squishy you are as well as your lack of engage tools. Now, maybe playing an enchanter isn't for you. Well, you can look up to pick up champions like Leona or Nautilus that can frontline for your team. With these engaged champions, it's up to you to make plays around the map through proper roam timers and help your allies get ahead. Especially in solo queue, it's best when you're able to outroam the enemy support and impact everywhere around the map. Plus, it'll likely tilt the enemies when they see the Nautilus has shown up 3 times in their mid lane. Or maybe you just want to be a carry instead. This is where champions like Brand and Vel'Koz come in. While they're seen as non-traditional supports, they're able to help out their team through CC and, well, extremely high amounts of damage. Whatever playstyle you choose, it's important for a support in solo queue to always look for plays with their team and help shot call around the map. Also, you're the one who carries the most wards. Be sure you set up vision so that your allies aren't caught out by walking into the dark fog of war. Quickly comparing competitive support to solo queue, quite a bit changes. While you'll still be looking to make plays around the map and get vision, it's usually easier to do so in competitive settings. In the LCS, for example, when a support needs to get vision for Dragon, they can tell their allies to shove in the waves and walk with them. In solo queue, however, this is not as easy. If anything, you'll likely have to place wards when your allies shove in waves and use it as a timer. You'll be playing far more responsive in the mid game when it comes to vision rather than being proactive. Sure, you have less of a team behind you, but think of it this way. Just like your team is unlikely to help you ward, the enemy team is unlikely to help their allies clear your vision. Overall, solo queue support is best when you impact the map and set up vision, so be sure to use it to your advantage. Now, before we continue on with the video, don't think for a second that we have forgotten about everybody's favorite ProGuides tradition. For our question of the day today, we want to ask you guys, what is the most underrated role and why? Be sure you let us know your answers in the comment section down below. Nonetheless, let's get back into the video and take a look at our 4th spot. Pulling us back into the video, we've got our top lane as our 4th best role for solo queue. Top lane at the moment is actually in a fairly weird spot. It was struggling as a strong solo queue role due to how prominent utility tanks were on the top side. However, with the newfound discovery of how powerful Hullbreaker is, it's been a little bit harder to judge. Usually in solo queue, top lane was a role that was seen as an island, but it could still impact the map with a surprise teleport plays. With the changes to TB and with the introduction of the Unleashed teleport, it has become a lot much more difficult to do so. Instead, the best strategy for top lane at the moment is just to win lane and push your lead through the powerful split pushing. Due to the nature of the lane, you'll most likely have high CS and high experience since you'll also be in lane for quite a while. Yes, you can still group with your allies and get plenty of amazing teamfights going, but at the moment, being able to threaten turrets is extremely powerful. Taking a look at how this compares to the top lane in the competitive scene, it's actually quite different. When it comes to pro and higher levels of play, top is known at the moment for being able to round out team comps extremely well. While you'll still see occasional split push champions, it's more than likely that you'll run into engaged tanks, powerful skirmishers, or amazing team fighters. This tends to include champions like Renekton, who can win lane and pressure the top side of the map, Gwen, who scales really hard into the late game and becomes an unstoppable team fighting menace, or somebody like Ornn who can have a decent mix of both, thanks to his powerful weak side potential and amazing scaling. Regardless of the playstyle, top is more of an island now than it has ever been, and it can make it a little bit difficult to carry with. If you choose to embrace the split push meta, it can create weird habits that may not fit your original playstyle. And if you choose to defy the Hullbreaker meta, you'll likely get outpressured extremely hard. Overall, top lane is in an awkward spot at the moment where it favors those who love the niche playstyle of split pushing, while also hindering those who thrive in team play with champions like Ornn. Before we continue on, if you want to join an amazing community of people like you that loves lists, talk pieces, and other things like this, make sure you check out our Discord using the link found in the description. So what are you waiting for? Join up! Nonetheless, let's get back into the video and take a look at our closing thoughts. Last and most definitely the least at the moment, we've got the ADC taking our 5th spot. Now before we start typing about how powerful ADC is at the moment, hear us out. ADC is in the best spot that it's been in years, honestly. At the moment, it's an extremely powerful role that definitely has potential to 1v9 games. Some people may even say it's collectively one of the strongest roles. However, ADC's power currently lies in its ability to hit 3 items and completely obliterate the enemy team. This is where you can run into quite a few issues in solo queue with this role. While you do become one of the strongest members in the game once you scale, it's getting to that point that can be quite difficult. At the moment, the meta favors long games that are played relatively slow. That being said, it's also ironically best to end games before the enemy team gets to scale too hard. Between allies being easily tilted and ADCs being extremely squishy, reaching your 3-item power spike is a constant timer. On one hand, you can reach it and take over the game single-handedly. On the other, if an enemy picks up too many kills and snowballs, you're likely their target in every fight, which makes it difficult to play. I like playing this role because it's really nice to feel pursued, by 5 people trying to kill me, I guess. I mean, I'll take whatever I can get at this point. Regardless, it's not impossible to climb, nor do we discourage playing ADC. Instead, we recommend that you understand the lack of agency that your role has early on, but it's also one of the best as the game goes on. In competitive play, you can easily say that ADC is one of the strongest and best roles in the game. This is because your entire team is there to protect you and solve for your power spikes. Overall, it can be very difficult to climb as an ADC, but it's not impossible. Keep your mental strong and always plan your next move. And that sums up our video for today. Don't forget to join our ProGuides family at ProGuides.com. We offer exclusive giveaways and classes that you won't catch anywhere else, so stay tuned and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys back in the next video, but don't forget, stay safe, stay healthy, and have a wonderful day. Peace.